Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all having a fabulous Thursday. I had to really think about it for a second there. Thursday. Okay, so what we got today? Right, I was right. I waited a little bit of a second. I waited a couple of days for this whole Hazel-Boutique like coffee shop situation with a stone table that fell over because of a 3-year-old, and then the mum was then like held hostage because of it.
Was what happened. We're at the Jersey Shore in Lavalette, and I would love any feedback that you guys can offer if anything similar has happened to you, how you went about it. It's like this Mean Girls thing that we're doing now, because it was disgusting. Like,
if you heard about that, if you haven't, don't worry, we're going to go all the way through it. We now have other people that have actually spoken out about their really bad experiences, the Google reviews, which are laughably bad, the actual boutique with a statement. It was released like 13 hours ago as of this point, and they're basically denying that they held the mum hostage. So if you're a little bit confused, don't worry, we're going to go right through it. So we have someone called Beauty Hut. She's over here, and she made a video saying that she had had a really traumatic experience with her 3-year-old and also her elderly mum. She went out, she took them out for coffee and ice cream. It was all going well. She went and turned around, got the drinks. When she turned back round, she heard an almighty crash, and her 3-year-old had basically pushed away this table, which she later on discovered was like 600 pounds as in weight.
I look, and my daughter, who was trying to push the table away from her, pushed it over, and the table, which I later learned was 600 pounds, broke into a bunch of pieces. It was a stone table. So, I'm freaking out. I first I want to get to her and make sure everything's okay. So I like push through the crowd. I check on her, see if she's all right, if she got hurt, if anybody else got hurt. I was so grateful there was nobody else on the other end of that table, because, you know, their leg could have been amputated. It was so heavy. It was just like a big piece of granite, I think. And you know, my mom's so nervous and she's embarrassed, and talked to the people there, and I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. You know, what could I do to make this right? And my daughter's just kind of, she's not crying, she's not reaching for me, she's not calling mommy, she's just kind of frozen and scared and nervous, you know, and everybody's reaction definitely didn't help.
And you're probably thinking like, oh well, obviously the owners and the people are going to be really shocked and be like, how did this happen? How is a 3-year-old able to kick over something that's so heavy? Like, how is this even possible? I would have thought that they would offer a bit of support to the little girl who was apparently very traumatized by this whole thing. No, my loves, no. What ended up happening is that effectively the owner and then the other mean girl people that worked there were trying to like hold the mum hostage.
There was a nice gentleman named Michael there who works there, I believe, as a barista, and he was the only one who was very kind and like saw how extremely uncomfortable and embarrassing the situation was, and he was just like a point of contact like that I kept looking over to, because he just kept saying, it's okay, it's all right. Everybody else kind of had like mean girl vibes. And I understand they were upset, you know, I completely get it. And I was ready to pay for the damages, and that wasn't the issue. When the owner got on the phone, I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry, we're so embarrassed. Da, da, da. My daughter even kept saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. The owner said, well, the table is almost $2,000. It's $1,600. So you can't leave until I have your license and a credit card. And I said, okay, well, I have to leave because I have to make sure that she's okay. She's surrounded by 50 people now. She's 3. And, you know, I want to make sure my kid's all right. So let me go get her checked out, make sure she didn't get hurt. Bits and pieces of this table, like, broke off into a million directions. Like, let me just catch my breath and make sure she's okay. I said, I gave you all my contact information. She required an email too. I gave her that. My husband's information, our cell phone numbers, but I wasn't allowed to leave.
I need a card to take away $1,600. You ain't leaving. And the mum's like, well, I kind of want to get my 3-year-old checked out because she hasn't said anything other than I'm sorry for like however long. And she is normally very chatty apparently, and she was visibly very traumatized from the whole situation, so she just wanted to go and get her checked out.
Took my daughter to urgent care because she was in like a weird state about her, you know. She was just like, so I mean, it was loud. Can you imagine like a solid stone table dropping to the ground? And all the owner kept repeating was, you know, we have everything on video. I stuck around for 20 minutes to give you my contact information so that you can contact me, so that I can make it right by you guys and your business. So for you to keep repeating that everything's on video, I'm not disputing the fact that my kid pushed your table. I'm glad no one was hurt, but I don't know how to deal with this now, you know, like so anyway, I took my daughter to urgent care, and the PA there, she was so sweet. She explained that, you know, she was probably in just like a state of shock.
Stupidly, I forgot to press record, but what then transpired was people who were commenting on that video and pointing out that what the Hazel-Boutique, right, were using as dining tables was actually a console table. You know those tables which are meant to go along the sides of rooms to put like ornamental things on it? You can put vases, you can put, I don't know, you can get creative, right? You can put decorations on it.
Hey, so a bunch of people have actually been asking me this, and thanks to TikTok and you guys, we found out that the table is actually a console table from Anthropology. It's a marble console table, and it's not even meant to be used as dining or cafe table. So I appreciate you guys and all the comments that everyone's been leaving, and have just been super helpful.
The way that they're structured, their center of gravity means that if you were to even slightly lean on them, they will tip over. They are not designed to be eaten off of. And in fact, if you go onto a lot of the manufacturers' like websites, you go on and you try and buy one of these tables, it very clearly states in quite a lot of them, if not all of them, they're not meant for dining purposes. That's not what they are. So why is the Hazel Cafe, Boutique, whoever, whatever, why are they using them as dining tables? Not just one, by the way. There's about 3 of them. And they're heavy.
This is not appropriate. Example, this too is a console table. I use it in my bedroom for trinkets. It has 2 legs. If I were to use it as a table and stand up and push away, the center of gravity would go beyond those 2 legs. And since there are not 2 more legs to catch it, it will tumble over like a seesaw.
But if you look just a little bit further into this, there's actually imagery, there's video footage of, I think it's some of the workers, the waitresses and that who work there. They make these like gigantic coffee concoctions. I've seen some which are honestly like this big, and they're all sat around with like straws.
Sometimes you just need an oversized blueberry latte.
They're sat at that table, and that table is rocking when one of them, you know, accidentally moves it. It's rocking.
I call this one the campfire song. Around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
Very clearly see that these tables are not designed to be sat at. If even in their promotional videos, you can see that the table is rocking, and somehow nobody picked up on that. And of course, people are then going to flock to the Google reviews. However, unlike some of the places when controversy happens, like the Google reviews were okay, they were good, and then all of a sudden they got bombarded with hate. They were already getting very, very, very similar reviews in regards to the people that worked there were giving Mean Girl vibes. So just to read a couple: coffee and matcha taste horrid. The employees are a bit rude and unprofessional. There are no price tags, so you have to ask, and you can only imagine when it's packed with 50 teenagers. It all seems for clout or the aesthetic. And that was 2 weeks ago. Okay, we're going to get onto the price tags in just a minute, because I found someone who said that she caught them like cussing out the Shein labels and then putting on the Hazel-Boutique tags. We'll get onto that in just a second. A month ago, the girls that are in the store are rude and unhelpful. There is nothing special about their overpriced clothes. We will never come back here. A week ago, the store is adorable, but the staff are rude. Ordered green tea lemonade and didn't take a sip until I drove home and realized they gave me peach tea, $8 in the trash. They also close very early, especially for summer. 2 months ago, my 2 friends and I went to Hazel looking to shop for clothes. The workers were extremely rude and talked about my friend right in front of our faces. First off, most of the items in the store had no price tag, so you had to ask one of the workers how much each piece of clothing was. We noticed a worker, saw she was busy, and waited until she was done folding clothes to ask her a question. My friend asked how much something cost, and she answered. The employee then went back to the register with the rest of the employees and said right in front of my other friend and I's faces, "That girl is hovering over me. Just ask me how much they cost," the girl in the red shirt. "It's not our fault your store has no price tags on the products. Not to mention the products are overpriced. Some of the products are on the floor and the employees were folding clothes on the ground. We were excited to come here for the first time, but unfortunately will not be coming back." So let me introduce to you this lady right up here, who basically she got stuck in the changing room, and she was calling for help, actually having a panic attack, and her friend managed to pick the lock to get her out. When they got out, or when she got out of the changing room, she saw something ridiculous.
Hazel-Boutique is low-key having their downfall on social media right now, and their Google review rating is down to a 1.3, as you can see there. I'm going to share my past experience there, as I have not been back since. This was probably 3 to 4 years ago. But anyways, I was with 2 of my friends and straight up got locked inside of the dressing room, which I don't know why I was trying anything on, because all of the clothes are made for people with eating disorders or twigs, and I am neither. Anyways, I started having a panic attack, and not a single staff member came to help me. Like, I was stuck in the dressing room, could not get out. The door handle wasn't moving, and my friend ultimately had to pick the lock. I finally get out of this dressing room, already angry, and what do I see when I get out? Workers sitting on the floor using a seam ripper to remove Shein tags from the clothes and attach custom Hazel-Boutique ones. So yeah, this whole table incident just isn't shocking to me, unfortunately.
This whole label thing, I like. So yeah, this whole label thing, I reckon they don't put the price tag on it so that they can get more money out of people, because, you know, you see something and you like it, and but yeah. But then also the fact that they allegedly keep on swapping and changing the fact that these clothes were ordered from Shein rather than anywhere else, which of course is not the greatest look if you're charging a hell of a lot of money for these things. So the bit that you're probably all waiting for, so we've actually got a response. We have actually got a response from the Hazelnut Cafe, which is the Hazel-Boutique. They said, "First and foremost, we are extremely grateful that the 3-year-old girl, her grandmother, mother, and every customer who was present are safe and unharmed. We understand this incident may have been startling when the table fell with a loud noise, and our priority has been to ensure the family felt supported and cared for. Clear surveillance footage confirms that the young girl accidentally kicked the table, causing it to tip over. Thankfully, it did not strike anyone, and the child showed no signs of distress, walking away calmly from the scene. Following the incident, we personally called the child's mother to express our concern, offer our support, and share our direct contact information should she need anything. As an added precaution, we have since removed all tables from our locations to eliminate any risk of a similar incident." Yeah, because there wasn't just one table. I think there was like 3 different console tables that were being used as dining tables. We also want to be completely transparent. We would never hold anyone against their will. The mother was not charged for the damaged table, even after asking how she could make it right, given the table broke. We requested her contact information for insurance purposes. At Hazel-Boutique, safety and hospitality are the foundation of everything we do. While this was an unfortunate and rare occurrence, our commitment to creating a safe, welcoming environment for every guest has never been stronger. We are incredibly thankful for our loyal customers and the communities we serve, and will continue to do everything possible to ensure their safety and well-being. They're obviously not going to admit to holding this woman hostage, like holding her there until she paid. They're not going to do that. They're simply just not going to admit to it. They're the ones with the surveillance tapes, whoever, whatever. I think it was an accident, and obviously it was an accident. They shouldn't have been using those console tables. They were thinking of it from an aesthetic point of view rather than safety, which should never be okay. And by the sounds of it, the people that work at this specific place not always very nice to customers, so maybe they should do a little bit of looking into that. That's just my own opinion, of course, based on the reviews and the testimonials that we've got before this incident ever happened. It would be interesting to see if this goes any further, but yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.